All right, welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Trails Beyond the Horizon with Kellador. We were doing a 4SPG about embezzling funds and stealing with fake stocks. So we had to go to the Centre Marche in order to confront the guy. Which we're going to do without any money. So, coming up here. You're upstairs. Excuse me. You spoke about the investment opportunity? That voice. You must be the gentleman I was just talking to on the phone. I've been waiting for you. Shall we get started? So, you see, Stellatech is poised to be the pioneer in innovation. In consideration of this, our firm has decided to elicit investments for this up-and-coming company. As a part of our services, we'll even handle all the transactions and such on your behalf. Just like the client said. From the way he's talking, there's probably other victims out there. And it's about time we made our move. Here goes nothing. You don't mind if I ask a few questions, do you? Not at all. Please, ask whatever you'd like. Now then, how do I use the information we've got to make him expose himself as a fraud? Maybe I'll ask about... Let's go... Technology released in order to go... Well, but he might know... This is professional stock trader. So let's talk about the company's relation to rocket development, as he's less likely to know about that. This is more stock-based and might be within his wheelhouse. Is this company involved in rocket development? No, they specialize in satellite-related technology. The rocket itself was researched by the Institute of Science and constructed for the Aerospace Force. So he at least knows that much. If they're going public, then Stellatech must have shown off some kind of tech. Could you tell me more about what they're making? Yes, certainly. Of course, we're very aware it's the satellites. But there are many different parts, such as frame construction, reaction control systems, communication devices, and so on. I happen to know the frame in particular is being made by the Marduk company. So, which part of the satellite's technology was developed by Stellatech in particular? It was, yes, the main engine. Prometheus 4 does not have a main engine. It only has a reaction control device. Final orbit is achieved via an apogee kick motor connected to the fairing. To the best of my knowledge, Stellatech was working on something related to insulation. Yes, that's right. It was for insulation, to protect the satellite from the heat of the rocket's propulsion. No, the fairing is what's protecting the satellite from the heat of the rocket and the atmospheric friction. Stellatech was working on a cover to guard the precision equipment against the variable temperature in space. This industry's got everyone's eyes on it, so how could you not know about the technology that's been made public? But my apologies, it's just that there's so much technical information, and I got a little confused. May I ask a question as well? Please, do. So, where do we push next? Let's go with the timing of going public based on that last one. Just when is Stellatech going public? We believe it will be sometime this month. Then, shouldn't there have been a heads up at the beginning of this fiscal year? The timing is suspiciously close to Startaker's announcement. I can't help but feel it's a little too early, considering they were involved in a national security project. They may have been considering it in anticipation of the public unveiling of Project Startaker. But at that stage, the initial satellite wouldn't even have launched. They wouldn't have been able to prove themselves. But even now, no one knows how the schedule might fluctuate. Just yesterday, the second launch was moved up. And there seems to be only more undisclosed information about the project. Can they really go public at a time like this? It seems to me they would wait until the project is completed and they've already proven themselves before looking to the future. Unfortunately, I don't actually work for Stellatech. It appears to me that you doubt this investment opportunity. In which case, perhaps this business venture simply isn't for you. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? We're not finished yet. We actually have a few more questions we need to ask, such as what their relationship is with Marduk, and so on. You know, I don't think we've even asked the name of your brokerage firm yet. You can't tell us that much, can't you? It's Keith Securities. Gotcha. Then we'll just ask your company the rest of our questions directly. Hold on a sec. Why is it we're getting no hits for any brokerage with that name? You're busted, buddy. You damn swindler. If you really wanted to fool us, then you should have done your research. So this is how it ends, huh? Now, we wouldn't mind just turning you into the police, but we were actually asked to get back the mirror. So why don't we make a deal? Instead of us selling you to people who were a lot scarier than the police, you just return the mirror you took from Johann. Just what do you intend to do to me? Which of my connections should I use to scare him? Oh, let's totally use the CID. What you're doing is basically defamation of an ongoing national project. You know Project Startaker involves more than just the Aerospace Force, right? The CID's involved as well. They've been taking care of anything and anyone that might interfere with their plan. Just what are you trying to say? Just that I'm real close friends with a savage, cold-blooded CID analyst. All I have to do is give them a call and the black suits will come to take you away. Can't imagine what they do to a punk like you risking their project for some 2-bit scam. Hold on. All right, fine. I'll return the mirror I took, so please, just turn me over to the police. You've got yourself a deal. The group then watched as the scammer took the mirror from his account and passed it over to Van. Once that was done, they immediately handed him over to the police. Well, I missed one SP on that. I simply cannot thank you enough. It's hard to believe you were able to get all my money back for me. If we couldn't do that much, then nobody'd bother coming to us instead of the police or guild. We've taken brief notes about Stellatech and the scam artist and provided them to you. I hope they will be of help. Yeah, just try not to do something this careless again, all right? Getting your name passed around by scammers as an easy mark is just lame. If you're going to invest, then make sure you do your due diligence, and don't be so quick to believe the promises of strangers. Keep that in mind, and things will get better for you. You got me there. Well, take this lesson to heart. Make sure you keep your wits about you, especially during booms like these. Oh, I will. I've definitely learned my lesson. Well, now that I've got my mirror back, I should deposit it as soon as I can. Thanks again. Phew. It's a good thing we managed to solve this. But it was just a regular old scam. Indeed. That man was the kind to pull a wide variety of grifts without taking the time to do the research. It does not appear to have anything to do with the current situation. That said, it's nice that we were able to confirm that Marduk and the Verne Company are both related to the project, and that there's no room for outsiders to weasel their way into the tech development. Could be useful information when it comes to future space program-related problems. Which means it wasn't all for nothing. Now, let's get back to it.
That's one job behind us.
Reward deposited.
Yay! Woo! Gray goes up a rank. Thank you so much. I learned my lesson. From now on, no more investing until I've done my research and looked before leaping. Pada? Oh. Well, that's sad. Only hit level 1. What about the topic cases?
Planner launched.
Mer? Oh, Zecht Arms. Right, still have to do that.
Stop by the Verne store.
Can I interest you in some space?
Official Project Startaker merchandise for sale here. Among our offerings is a collection of the first ever photographs taken in space. Buy it while you can.
Take all the time you need.
Yeah, that's going to be part of a set later that we want to be able to trade in, because trading those in is good. All right. I used to work for a startup close by not too long ago, but they buried me under so much work that I put my foot down and straight out the door for good. I'd managed to save up a reasonable amount of money, so my asset portfolio is in a decent place right now. It's still a long ways off from financial independence, but I'll keep calm and take my time finding a new job. Quitting my job came with its share of anxieties, but financial stability is practically my middle name. It'll be a cold day in Gehenna before I put my assets in jeopardy. Good for you?
How can I help you?
Yes. That is also going to be
Please come again.
a thing that Ketra, sure, and item drop rate. Okay, let's go see about a movie. That's the Liberal Boutique.
Eastern tea is
Perfect time for a breather.
Movie is upstairs.
Welcome to the Trion Mall.
Stardust Cinema, huh? Feels like it's been forever since I last came here. Sacred Journey. The tale of a wild nun and a young boy journeying through the wilderness. Well, would you look at that? Judith's in the lead role. She's such a brainless klutz all the time, I forget that she's a famous superstar. Hey, come on, Aaron. That's mean. I'm curious about this Detective Scoirot movie, too. Agatha Christie. Well, if we're feeling a movie, we can go ahead and see one during our break. Probably won't have the time to catch both of them, though, unfortunately. They both sound so intriguing, I can't decide which I want to see more. Variety of films in any movie theater you come across. Inviting certain characters increases your relationship with them, your bonding with them. 1,200. That should be okay. A Sacred Journey is exactly the solid work you'd expect from a movie starring Judith Lanster. And Detective Scoirot is made for well-woven, finely polished mystery flick. Every time I watch either, I notice something new. Even cycling through them on repeat doesn't get old. So here I am again today for another double feature. The only problem is, which do I start with? I know which one I'm starting with. Welcome to Stardust Cinema. We operate as a theater complex, a multiplex, in other words. Basically, that means we have a wide variety of screens and movies available for viewing. When it comes to exciting viewing experiences, our trendy location and specialized facilities come highly recommended.
Step right up.
Ticket holders, please proceed.
What's playing right now? I mean, as somebody who's read quite a bit of Agatha Christie, we're going to go with Detective Scoirot. So, oh, hey, they added whether or not you've seen it, whether or not you purchased the pamphlet. That's nice. Now, who should I invite to see it with me? Rosette? And no Aaron, huh? Ketra. That's 3 tickets for Detective Scoirot, Murder on the Transcontinental Railroad, which comes out to 600 Mira total. Oh, we're gonna go see Murder on the Orient Express. Cool. Okay. Scoirot, a detective renowned the continent over, had resolved more than 10 cases in the span of just a few days. Naturally, he made it clear that such labors had left him quite tired, so his young assistant, Wilson, recommended he take a pleasure trip. The idea was to take a long, leisurely tour across the western half of the continent aboard a luxury train on the Transcontinental Railroad. Scoirot was quite taken with the idea, immediately reserving tickets for himself and his assistant. Before they knew it, they were on their way. However, as their luck, or rather lack thereof, would have it, a murder was afoot in one of the train's many cabins. Scoirot and Wilson, along with 10 or so others in the same train car, found themselves among the potential suspects. As testimonies and evidence piled up, the case became ever more inscrutable. But in the end, it was a minor clue, easily overlooked by a lesser detective, that would lead Scoirot to the truth.
And that is how I believe the case unfolded. I do appreciate your cooperation through this tedious explanation of mine.
Oh, astounding. Who would have thought to look for a clue like that in the train schedule of all places?
That's all well and good, but it still doesn't tell us who the perpetrator was.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Who did it? Who killed my husband?
Please calm yourself, madame, for you see, I was not quite finished with my deductions. It is abundantly clear that the victim, Monsieur Gregson, had secretly earned the ire of a great many people. But you see, in the end, his murder is nothing more than a front. A cover for yet another murder hidden from our eyes in the background.
Pardon?
Another murder.
Just so, madame. There is one among our number who was in the unique position of being able to manipulate this entire situation to their advantage. This dastardly fellow also attempted to skew my line of reasoning through the whole investigation, such that I would arrive at the wrong conclusion. Would you not agree, Wilson?
What? Where is this coming from all of a sudden, Scoirot? Surely you can't be implying...
So you intend to feign ignorance, eh? Alas, then you leave me with no choice. You must know, dear Wilson, that for me, this will be the cruelest, most painful truth to have passed my lips.
that was an exceptionally well-constructed murder mystery. From start to finish, I found myself constantly going over the information we were given and making inferences and deductions. I'm guessing the average Joe would be perfectly fine just letting the movie play out without thinking too hard about it. But yeah, I also found myself trying to puzzle out the mystery in my head as we watched. Guess you could call it an occupational hazard. Or alternatively, you could consider it a critical thinking exercise. Incidentally, did you guess the culprit's identity before the reveal? Well, I had the train schedule trick figured out before they explained it at least. As for the perp, I had a hunch it might have been the assistant, but I wasn't 100% sure. That about sums it up. I'd expect no less of you, Mr. Arkwright. I happened to notice the trick behind the schedule as well. However, it wasn't until all the facts had been assembled near the end that the possibility of Wilson being the mastermind even occurred to me. Perhaps we can credit the accuracy of your deduction to your ever-keen nose. Maybe one of these days I'll learn how to shut my brain and nose and just enjoy a good mystery flick. At first I thought the solution behind the locked room murder was well done. But now, and maybe this is just me overthinking it, I'm hung up on the scientific plausibility of the whole thing. It's not completely outside the realm of possibility, but I can't help but feel the conditions required for it would be difficult to replicate in real life. Yeah. Makes sense that little details like that would jump out at science-minded folks like you. Plausibility aside, I also thought the way the detective arrived at his deduction for the locked room part was a little contrived. Don't get me wrong, though. I still thought the movie was fun and interesting. So I kind of worry I'm taking the fun out of it when I start overthinking and picking apart little details. Nah, putting a movie under the microscope like that can be fun in its own way. You wouldn't do that for something that didn't grab you, right? You know what? You're right. I'm glad you understand, Van. Hey, looks like they're selling commemorative brochures for this movie. Yep. Having finished their break, Van and his crew resumed their work. Cool beans. Okay. Good. We need to go over to Seaton District.
Time to depart.
There.
I'm sure the police will be.
And then come over here.
If I may
Concealed
trouble you a
goods.
moment.
Carrying a product manufactured by Zecht Arms could be in violation of the law, depending on your situation. Really? The counterterrorism laws have recently been revised, meaning there are even more reasons someone can be charged. Like, say, unauthorized possession of weapons of unknown purpose. Unknown purpose? Like if you weren't using it or selling it. It sounds like that would apply. Hoarding weapons behind closed doors might be viewed as preparation to commit an act of terror. I could see how the law might make that assumption anyway. Yes, but even so, there are cases where storing weapons long-term is required. In such cases, you can submit a report and get approval, but it'll be harder if the weapon was made by Zecht Arms. I never know what you're thinking, but you fixers be careful, all right? Don't worry about us. We're honest citizens. We'd never do anything dangerous like that. So you say. Sure sounds like it'd be a real problem if someone hung on to something like that. Yazan probably doesn't want that kind of heat, so we might be able to persuade him to part with it. Risk of weapons of unknown purpose. All right. Central Marsh.
What are we waiting for?
Hey there. How's business treating you?
Yo, dude. Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Yes, you. No. Okay.
Heading to the objective.
I think the other place we need to talk to was the guild. Which would mean this is the wrong place. Yes. Station Street.
Off we go.
What's next?
Gather leverage. Rosalie.
Please, I'm begging you.
No.
I'm begging
Well, let's check up here. Nope.
Planner launched.
Okay, what about Old Town?
Off we go.
Ha!
Do you have a moment?
Oh, Yazan. That sounds like him, all right. Not to say I don't understand why he'd have qualms about handling wares that precarious as is. So what do you think Yazan's planning to do with the Zecht Arms weapons he's got his hands on, then? Disassemble them into their base components and sell them off, were I'd hazard a guess. That approach carries far, far less of a risk than the alternative. Though I can't help but find it a tad wasteful. How so? Is it that the components themselves are low in value, perhaps? Precisely. Zecht Arms tend to use counterfeits of parts from other makers. As such, they aren't worth much individually. But one could argue that ZA's true merit lies in their ability to bring out the full potential of said parts via unconventional combinations and customizations. In other words, there's overwhelmingly more profit to be had selling the weapons in their finished state. Exactly right. If anything, doing the alternative may very well land him in the red. Makes sense. Thanks for the helpful tip. ZA product profit margin. Okay, I think we've got enough info now. So it'd be better to sell without taking it to pieces, and there's a risk to holding on to it. This should give me a leg up in the negotiations.
Planner launched.
Okay, well, back to Center Marsh.
Let's do this.
Hey there. How's business treating you?
Well,
All right. All right.
this is kind of fun.
A reason to sell. I see. I had a nagging feeling that was the case. Well, I guess it's in my best interest to part with it ASAP. Maybe then I can still walk away with a tidy profit. At the very least, I'm sure y'all wouldn't use it for some nefarious end. Very well, since you went to all the trouble of digging into this, I'll sell it to you. Cool. Appreciate that. So, you had it all along. But why? To be honest, it's pure coincidence that I saw this thing floating around. It's dangerous having these things on the open market, so I snatched it up before it could fall into the wrong hands. I had planned to dismantle and sell it, but I had no idea doing so would put me at that much of a loss. Is that a fact? In any event, I'll turn it over to you for the right price. I do still run a business here. Let's see, how about 900 Mira? Whoops, don't got enough on me. What? Way to raise my hopes then dash 'em. Before you ask, that price is non-negotiable. You just have to scrounge up enough Mira and then come back. Well, how much do I have? 590. fine.
We've just finished renovating. Anything strike your fancy?
Sell. No. No. Yikes. Okay, well, this is why we keep those around.
A little birdie told me.
This should... Yep. Yes. Okay, I'll take it. I'll admit, buying something Rosalie made leaves a sour as hell taste in my mouth. But if it helps beef up our arsenal, I can't complain. Yeah, I'm already looking forward to testing it out. Sounds like we have a deal. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you want me to disable the limiter? Wait, it has a limiter? That's right, because, admittedly, its handling is a bit unwieldy. As such, I wouldn't call the weapon layperson friendly. With the limiter on, its output is only so-so, but even then it doesn't really have any downsides to speak of. Incidentally, you won't be running afoul of the law if you were to use the weapon as it is. On the other hand, if the limiter were to be removed, then its raw offensive output will increase exponentially, but it will come with a few corresponding drawbacks, yes? Exactly. And FYI, there's a chance you will be breaking the law if you use it without the limiter. So, you want to play it safe and leave it on? Or are you willing to take the gamble? I think we take the gamble. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. This weapon's a one of a kind, so I want to bring out its full potential. You got it. Just know you're doing this at your own peril if something happens. It's got nothing to do with me, all right? Sure, that's fine. Python Z. I appreciate your business. I can trust a Spriggan to handle it with finesse. Thanks for all this, and sorry for asking so much of you. No, not at all. If anything, I should be the one apologizing for giving you grief. All right. I hope to see you again.
That's a wrap.
All right. Chaos. So, what do we got? No, it's Shielder. What is this going to do? Damage plus 30, resistance minus 3. Speed plus 3. What does Haze do? Evasion. Nope. Okay, Van. No. What's your accuracy? Your accuracy is only at 20%. Well, but for now. Got other ways to do things.
Good stuff.
Hey. That also... Land's sakes, must be slipping off the saddle letting you folks talk me into this. Doubt you do anything nefarious with the stuff, though. Besides, plan to offload it one way or another anyhow. Nets me a nice windfall in return, too, so, hey, let's just call it a twist of fate.
Want to take a look?
Exchange.
Come again.
All right. Back to Treon Tower,
Let's hit the road.
where we should be able to buy a few more things. Let's see.
Welcome to the Treon Mall. Here you'll find Treon Tower,
Quincy.
Can I interest you in some space-themed merchandise?
the Vern Store,
Did I buy this?
All the time you need.
affordable
Yes, I did.
retailers, and other various boutiques to peruse.
Welcome.
And
How
I
can
bought
help you?
this.
Please come again.
This year is the
Okay.
your one-stop shop for imports direct.
Oh well. Attention, all Treon Mall visitors. We thank you for your patience. Our space talk show, sponsored by Project Startaker, will begin momentarily. In it, we'll be delving into the hot button topic of the space program in a fun, digestible way. Now, allow me to introduce our two lovely hosts and ambassadors of Project Startaker. It's the up-and-coming hit idol duo, Vega. Give them a hand, folks. Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel from Vega. We'll make this a day you'll never forget. And I'm Yulia. I'm so glad you all could make it. Before we begin the show, we'll be performing one of our most popular numbers. Get ready for Planet Rain. Damn. People are getting really pumped up over this, huh? Feels like Idol's really been gaining traction lately. This particular duo quickly rose to fame after being selected as the space program's ambassadors. That said, they weren't the original choices. You have got to be kidding me. That should be us up there. Looks like there's more to this than meets the eye.
Oh, is that Van and his helpers I spy?
What the? Wait, that's Prince Sharid. And the CID too?
What a fortuitous turn of events. I certainly wasn't anticipating your presence here. Could this be a sign, or a blessing even, from Arusha herself?
Or perhaps it's merely the result of how many ties we have in common.
So, what's the Crown Prince of Elsheim doing with the CID's flying swallow? Let me guess. Conducting a sneak peek of the space program. Where'd your usual bodyguard go?
She's serving as my sister's security detail while she's off traveling about. In her stead, Miss Second Lieutenant here is keeping a hawk's eye on my surroundings for me.
Frankly, I'm still at a loss for words. Never in my life did I expect to escort a prince to an idol show, not to mention in such an open space, and without even clearing the perimeter.
You'll have to excuse my fondness for the energizing ambiance of these live shows. Besides, we needn't worry about snipers or assassins. After all, every pair of eyes, nefarious or no, are set on President Gramhart and his space program.
You might be right about that. I take it the CID's been stretched thin? Seems like you're being pushed into funneling all your focus into the space program, internal factions aside.
Perceptive as always. I, in particular, am in no position to turn down requests from the President.
Oh. She must be referring to the coup of 3 months ago. She must be referring to the coup of 3 months ago that never came to be. In that respect, it's only a matter of time before every member of the CID is roped into the project. Speaking personally, to call it quite the blow to my pride would be an understatement. So, basically, you're taking the chance to squeeze in a little information exchange with people on the outside before that happens. I'm still not past how weird it is seeing a top-rung government big shot reduced to a pawn on the chessboard. Although Elsyme is complying with their requests to restrict flights south of the Ishgal Mountains, a line in the sand has clearly been drawn. Once again, I find myself struck with awe over President Gramhart's prowess and unyielding passion for this project, in more ways than one. There's no need for you to feel guilty on our account. Moreover, regardless of my station, I will always strive to give everything my best and fullest efforts. Doing so aligns with his principles as well. Ah, right, and that's something I refuse to compromise on as well. Regarding that unrealized coup, I'm committed to doing whatever I can to not only atone for the mistakes I made there, but grow from them too. Wow, good on you. Yeesh. A certain someone else I know would probably say the same in your shoes. You CID bunch sure are cut from the same cloth. Anyway, I'm game to keep working together where it makes sense if you are. I can make no guarantees, but as long as our interests continue to align, I'd be happy to do so. The same applies for us in Elsyme. I've no doubt we'll be relying on you well into the future, Van. Oh my! Such positively electric energy. The rock concert I saw with Van before was exhilarating, for certain. But this is beyond compare. If you'll excuse me, I feel a sudden inclination to make up for lost fun from back then. Wait, Your Highness, I would really advise against mingling with the crowd. Then why not accompany me, if it perturbs you so? Come, let us partake in this glow stick dancing I've heard so much about. I'll admit, I don't entirely envy the second lieutenant right now. Feels like he's loosened up a bit recently. Guy resembles the debaucherous Prince more every time I see him. Indeed, though whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up for debate. The CID is mobilizing all the personnel it can muster to make the space program a success. The vast majority of them, however, are mere pawns. No more than a fraction know the full picture. To be more specific, at this point, a certain someone may be even more cognizant of the details than I, his superior. Only one guy comes to mind. Well, in any event, neither your obligations nor ours have changed. All we can do for the moment is our utmost. I wish you the best in your endeavors as well. One moment. It is time for tea. It is absolutely time for tea. In any event, neither your obligations nor ours have changed. All we can do for the moment is our utmost. I wish you the best on your endeavors as well. I'm a freelance advertising designer, and lately, the jobs have been piling up. It's led me to realize the one thing you ultimately can't do without in this line of work: versatility. To begin with, outward appearances alone will give different people differing perceptions of quality, or lack thereof. As a result, I need to keep presenting new values, beliefs, and perspectives to clients and audiences. Doing that will require me to make a habit of putting my antenna up for just about everything out there.
Welcome to the Trion.
Easy to say and hard to execute, but the payoff makes up for it.
Also find the Vern store, a movie theater, affordable clothing retail,
Okay.
and other various boutiques to peruse. Newly added this year is the
TTT.
Alrighty.
There we go. Let that sit for a little bit. At any rate, the whole world seems to be caught up in space fever right now. That's the reason even a freelancer like me is pulling in mountains of ad design work. Falsely attributing it to my own skill will only come back to bite me down the line. I've already been burnt by that sort of thinking before. Now it's survival of the versatilitist. Good on you. Let's go in here.
Take your time.
Over half a year has passed since the Quincy Company's tumult first began. It would appear, though, that all the reforms adopted since are bearing fruit. Even headquarters has been regaining its past performance. What's more, our establishment's customer count is also on the rise. We're keeping quite busy now, owing to that.
Welcome.
Okay. Yes, we want herbal teas. Yes, we want that. Yes, we want that.
Thank you very much.
Items, herbal teas. Calming chamomile tea. Well, that's ironic, as I just made a cup of calming chamomile tea. For all the strife Quincy Parlor has endured, the quality and flavor of their sweets haven't suffered. At present, they adhere to a system of creating new, innovative offerings whilst preserving traditional menu items. And that's easier said than done. I doff my hat to the staff at large for regaining their footing thusly. All told, however, Quincy Parlor's resurgence of popularity has led to a displeasingly longer queues. But I suppose that's merely a minor quibble in the grand scheme of things. As it happens, I've managed to get a raise since the start of the year. Because of that, I ended up increasing my shopping spree day from once a month to twice a month. And now, it seems my budget for other things has become even smaller. But if this is what brings my life joy, then so be it. Preach it. Best way to treat yourself is to sweet yourself. Don't get her biting off more than she can chew, Van. To be clear, my shopping spree isn't until tomorrow. Today is merely a scouting excursion. And my findings? That the summer exclusive sweets look delectable from start to finish. Not to say I wouldn't have bought them all regardless.
Welcome to the Trion Mall. Here you'll find Trion Tower, one of Edith's
What do you have?
Hey, Kayana. Oh. Gift for Judith. I mean, cipher goggles aren't bad. Wait, nope, don't own any. Yes, little boy? One of my cats is thinking about my lap.
Come again.
Orbital rockets, huh? I've got to admit, that kind of tech is mind-blowing. Obviously, as an engineer, there'd still be a lot left for me to learn in that field. But there's something appealing about working in space development. In all, we have 3 new colors of T-phone available. Each palette is designed to be gender neutral, so pick whichever suits your fancy. My husband and I bought our T-phones on installment plans only a few short months ago. And yet, they've been so convenient since that I'd like to buy another for Bart to use in his studies. But if we did that, our monthly payments would wind up at... There should be an app I can calculate this with. Oh dear. My mom's gotten used to her T-phone, but she's still a little lost on how to work it. Sheesh. What would she do without me? My company provides its employees with T-phones. The things are so darn convenient, though, that I bought a second one for personal use. But now the price has been lowered altogether. Is this a sign that I should get a third, or... So the T-phones dropped in price, huh? Granted, they still aren't what you call cheap, but maybe it's a sign I should get a third one. Alright. That's that. It's all there. Okay. And all of those are done. We can go ahead and give that. Yep. Okay, so as soon as we go into the liberal thing. To think they would just leave Lulua and Sela out in the cold. It's simply unimaginable. I may not be privy to the particulars, but I do know how hard those girls worked to come as far as they have. This can't be right. How could the show's programming be changed at the last minute? We were told this was going to be our gig, but now you're pulling the rug from under us? And after all our hard work, too. Don't make me repeat myself. This decision was based on a comprehensive assessment. It's true that your accomplishments played a role in giving idols more visibility. But for this project, we're going with the more promising pair, the one we've spent the greater amount on training. That's our company policy, as stated. And like I'm stating, what kind of a dictatorship are you people running here? Besides, we never even heard of those two were in the running for this, not a word. And I believe those girls are that idol duo, with you. Apparently, they were the ones originally scheduled to host today's event. Yeah, sounds like their talent agency's pulling a my way or the highway on them. Doing PR for Project Startaker's a big job, so I get banking on the sure thing. Don't make it any less unfair, though. I did notice Vega making a name for themselves last month. Snatching our gig right out from under us, though. On the day of, even? It's all happened so fast. We always knew our agency could be like this sometimes, but this is beyond the pale. They told us we could be in charge of the space program event, so we busted our butts preparing. But now, it's just not fair. Go, Vega. Shake it, shake it, shake it. How delightfully quaint. This manner of rousing the spirit differs quite a bit from that rock concert I watched with Van. Your Highness, please try to keep some distance. I underestimated the reports of Prince Sharid's frivolous, light-hearted ways. Has me wondering when I'll be assigned to more personally suitable duties. But never mind that. No matter how my position shifts, I still have an obligation to fulfill as a CID member. This, isn't exactly what I was expecting from an outer space talk show. Singing, dancing idols wouldn't have been my first guess either. Still, I kind of like it this way. If the goal is to broaden their fan base, this is a pretty brilliant strategy. Whoever planned this is a real mastermind. I just remembered, one of the newer members in our dance club is a fan of idols. She'll want to hear about this later. Thank you, Treon Mall! Now, on to the last song in our set. There's still some time left before the talk show, so let's spend it turning our minds to the starry skies. Woo! We love you, Vega! Okay, and I think... Hold up. Yes, go to the observation deck real quick.
Hey there, what would you like?
Okay,
Come
I did
again?
get those. Cool.
Treon Tower's observation deck stands 215 armed above ground level.
Head to Treon Mall. Okay, well, that leaves us with going into the Librolian Boutique, and we will do that next time. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for future notifications. I will see you tomorrow with the next one. Take care.